Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the August 5th, 2024 pre-council meeting for the City of Joliet. Mayor Terry Darcy presiding.
We'll begin with roll call. Mayor Darcy.
Here.
Councilman Cardenas.
Here.
Councilman Clement.
Here.
Councilman Guerrero. He did call to let me know he would be unable to attend. Councilman Hug.
Here.
Councilwoman Ibarra.
Here.
Councilman Mudrin.
Here.
Councilwoman Coleman.
Here.
Councilwoman Reardon.
Here.
First is citizens to be heard on agenda items. Is there anyone present that would like to speak on an agenda item this evening? Seeing none, next we'll have the city manager review tomorrow night's items.
Okay, so first for tomorrow we'll have 3 appointments. The appointment to the Board of Fire and Police, Natalie Coleman. Appointment of the Zoning Board of Appeals, Debbie Radakovich. Appointment to Plan Commission, Debbie Radakovich. Council committee reports, we will hear from Land Use and Economic Development, Public Safety and Public Service, and approval of the minutes. Moving on to the consent agenda. Well, approval of minutes is in the consent agenda. Moving along to invoices to be paid. Council Memo 36024, award of contract for the 2024 Hickory Spring Creek Cleaning Project to Greg W. Dobzik, excavating in the amount of $149,900. This is just a yearly cleaning for maintenance. Council Memo 36124, award of contract for the South Center Street Manhole Repair Project to Austin Tyler Construction, Inc. in the amount of $42,000. Council Memo 36224, award of contract for the 2024 Traffic Signal Materials Purchase Order Number 1 to Traffic Control Corporation in the amount of $202,580. These are general annual purchase of general materials that we need to maintain our existing system. Council Memo 36324, award of contract for the 2024 Traffic Signal Materials Purchase Order Number 2 to Mobotrex, Inc. in the amount of $74,632. Council Memo 36424, award of contract for the 2024 Sidewalk Curb Replacement Project, Far West Joliet to Deconstruction, Inc. in the amount of $377,374.77. Council Memo 36524, award contract for the 2024 Sidewalk Curb Replacement Project, Central Joliet to Deconstruction, Inc. in the amount of $303,750. Council Memo 36624, award of contract for the 2024 Public Utilities Spoils Hauling Contract to Austin Tyler Construction, Inc. in the amount of $338,800. Council Memo 36724, award of professional services agreement for engineering design services for the Fairmont Water and Sanitary Sewer Extension Project to V3 companies in the amount of $76,765. The city will be reimbursed for the cost of this work from an ARPA grant from Will County. We've already taken over their water systems. Council Memo 36824, purchase of water metering equipment from Core and Main LP in the amount of $473,852. Council Memo 36924, purchase of license plate recognition equipment from Minuteman Security Technologies, Inc. in the amount of $56,738.26. We have been able to ascertain that this will integrate with KL Flowbird and DACRA systems, our current PD systems. If you recall from the last meeting, we needed to hold it on the agenda because we weren't sure if it would integrate properly, and we've since been able to do that research, and they will be able to integrate. Council Memo 37024, change order number 3 for the sidewalk vault improvements, 102 North Chicago Street, 175 North Chicago Street, 2 Clinton Street to Lindblad Construction Company of Joliet, Inc., reducing the amount by $145,019.40, and payment number 5 and final in the amount of $167,007.18. This change order and payout finalizes all the work on the sidewalk vault contract. Council Memo 37124, payment of first due invoice for web-based fire inspection services in the amount of $30,333.50. This is our annual renewal. That concludes the consent agenda. If there are no questions, I'll move on.
Question?
Yes.
Mayor. On the one for the plate recognition equipment, once we get that approved, and if we approve that, when would that be like running? When can we expect that to start running?
I'll get a better time frame on the delivery of the materials. There is a little bit of lead time, but I'll have something for you.
Like this year, maybe?
Oh yeah, this year we'll be able to get it up and running.
Cool.
We need to install it on a vehicle, but we should be able to do that, yeah, this year for sure.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, no further questions. We will not have licenses and permit applications. And moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Council Memo 37324, ordinance approving a special use permit to allow a truck and trailer repair facility located at 804 East Cass Street. This EMT truck repair has been at this location for around 3 years. The owners were recently notified by the city's Business Services Division that they would need a business license with the city as well as a special use permit to continue operating the repair facility. The petitioner is here if you have any further questions. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
this is just gonna, is that okay, Mayor? This is just gonna bring them into compliance then?
That's correct. They've been operating there for 3 years, and this will just.
So they're not doing anything more than they already have, because it's kind of hidden back there. You
It's
can't
hidden
really
back
see
there,
it.
yeah. And petitioner, you're welcome to come up and speak to it, but from my understanding, nothing changes. We're just getting your business licensed and the special use in place that you need to operate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Resolutions, Council Memo 37624, resolution authorizing execution of a memorandum of understanding between the City of Joliet and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives regarding reimbursement of overtime salary costs. Council Memo 37724, resolution authorizing a grant program agreement between the State of Illinois and the City of Joliet to provide transportation and counseling services for seniors. The purpose of this grant is to assist the city in providing transportation to and from community resources to persons over 60 years of age. The grant is in the amount of $79,093. Council Memo 37824, resolution authorizing a FOID enforcement grant program agreement between the State of Illinois and the City of Joliet. The state has offered a grant to Joliet in the amount of $50,744.59 to facilitate this program. The program will focus on individuals that are present and clear danger to themselves or others. Council Memo 37924, resolution requesting authorization to accept a grant to assist Joliet's tobacco enforcement program. The TEP conducts tobacco compliance checks, which has individuals under the legal age of 21 to purchase tobacco and tobacco product. The City of Joliet has been offered $17,930 for its TEP program to ensure that tobacco products are not sold to individuals under 21. Council Memo 38024, resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement with PACE regarding transit shelters. This agreement replaces an expired agreement from 2011 and is largely unchanged. Council Memo 38124, resolution approving the subrecipient award agreement between Will County and City of Joliet for the Fairmont Water and Sewer Extension Project. This is just a resolution for the award of the agreement under the consent agenda that we discussed, that we've already taken over the water there, and we'll be getting ARPA funding from Will County to reimburse us for it. Council Memo 38224, resolution authorizing execution of a sales tax sharing agreement with World Automotive. Mr. Falcone plans to purchase 1705 West Jefferson Street. The expansion's total cost is estimated at $2.7 million, which means $820,500 is requested. The funding would support the site acquisition and building improvements. And this is a similar agreement to others that we've entered into with other car dealerships. that concludes the ordinances and resolutions.
Mayor, I want to have a clarification for anybody that might be watching. I lost my screen here for a second. All right, we talked about the grant from the state for enforcement of FOID, and our city manager said it's for those that are clear and present danger to themselves and others. I want to make sure I'm reading this right, and I want folks out there with their Second Amendment to understand. Actually, I think what we should be saying is it's for those that have a revoked or suspended FOID card by the state, and then if my understanding is right, amongst that group, revoked and suspended, we're going to focus on those that are the most dangerous. Okay, because it wasn't mentioned that it was revoked, so people out there are going to think, who's deciding who's a pleasant, arbitrarily, who
Yeah, I appreciate your clarification, thank you.
So for those watching that are Second Amendment, like myself, like Joe, this is for revoked and suspended licenses. And they can't apparently go after all of them. There's not enough money in the kitty, so they're going to go after what they declare is the most dangerous. But it's not an arbitrary thing for somebody who's got a current license that's in good standing. Thank you.
Can I ask one thing too? Going back, Mayor said I can ask a question.
Yeah, of course.
38224, if we can go back to that last item, that's 30% tax sharing for what period of time?
I believe it's 15 years.
Is
It is, yeah. World Kia would be required to return the total sales tax shared if the dealership is relocated from Joliet within 15 years of the date of the execution of this agreement.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Paulina Martinez, who is our Economic Development Director, can speak more to this as well,
Okay.
for more clarity.
Good afternoon. I just want to clarify that the length of the term is 10 years, and they will be required to stay in Joliet for 15 years, but the term actually goes to 10 years.
Okay, thank you.
Now, this isn't a new business. It's expansion of our existing World Kia?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next is public comments. Is there anyone that would like to speak under public comments this evening? Seeing none, I did receive a request for closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session to discuss personnel, collective bargaining, land acquisition or conveyance pending or threatened litigation, after which the meeting will be adjourned?
So moved.
It's been motioned, seconded to approve. Councilman Cardenas?
Aye.
Councilman Clement?
Aye.
Councilman Hug?
Aye?
Councilwoman Ibarra?
Aye.
Councilman Mudrin?
Aye.
Councilwoman Coleman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Reardon?
Aye.
Mayor Darcy?
Aye.
Motion carried.